Today I wanted to have a little bit of a rant on mental health, because I want to know, what do people do who don't have advocates in their life? You know, those champions who will work with you and go through everything that you need to do and basically support you in your journey of becoming better. I want to know how people navigate systems without them, because I'm finding it hard to, and I've got 4 strong advocates in my corner. I have my mother, I have my family doctor, I have my psychologist, and I have my pharmacist. I had a struggle today, which just caught me off guard. In my life, I've struggled with mental illness. I was first diagnosed when I was 13. I was on medication. I tried different types of medication. Some worked, some didn't. After a while, I stopped taking medication and started seeing a good therapist who showed me alternative ways to deal with my anxiety. And the medication helped with the depression, but the anxiety was the part that I needed. I kind of learned to deal with them on my own, with the help of therapists. And then I went through another struggle when I was in about 2005. I again had to take medication again. And it's been a long time since I've had to take medication. And so recently I've had to rely on medication again because I've fallen into a depression again. And the first medication made me so sleepy. The second medication gave me a headache. I didn't know the two were related until one day I forgot to take the medication, and I literally, I didn't have the headache. And it was like this weird migraine headache that didn't start off right away, but kind of ended towards the evening. And so I had to stop taking that one. So then I tried this third one. And this third one, because I'm quite sensitive to medications already, anything non-drowsy actually makes me more drowsy than drowsy stuff. And I was diagnosed with depression and general anxiety a couple times from a couple different medical professionals, including psychologists and medical doctors as well. So I've always struggled with this, and I've done very well for a very long time. And only recently have I had to start taking medication again, something I wasn't really happy about. I thought that, okay, maybe I just need to do more self-care. I haven't been taking care of myself very well. I was having a very stressful situation at work that was happening, and this wasn't helping me whatsoever. So I thought maybe if I just took time away and just worked on myself and self-care, that maybe it would help. But it didn't help at all. So now I'm taking medication again. So now I've taken this third version, which has worked very well for me. The only one I haven't had any side effects with or anything at all. So I went to go see my doctor again today. It's going very well. So she prescribed me a prescription for it, because until now I've been taking samples, because they don't want to keep filling prescriptions for things that I don't know if I'm going to take or not. So I go to my pharmacist and they're like, it's not covered. And I'm like, it's not covered? They're like, yeah, so, you'll have to go back to your doctor and find an alternative one. I'm like, this is the first one in a long time that hasn't actually gave me reactions. I've literally had reactions to every single one until now. So I'm like, okay. And at that moment, I'm on the verge of tears, because I'm freaking out. My mind's just overflown with all these ideas, and my anxiety's coming up. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I need this medication. And then the pharmacist lets me know that because this medication, you can't stop it cold turkey. You need to wean yourself off of it. And I've been taking it for 4 weeks now. So for me, I can't stop it cold turkey. I would need something to carry me, as I wean off of it and transition to a new one. So more and more I'm thinking, I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? And I'm like, okay, well, how much is it? Maybe I'll just pay for it myself. For 30 days is $126. I was like, what? Okay. I'm gonna have to, like, at this moment, my mind is racing. I'm not thinking clearly at all. I'm trying my hardest, A, not to have a panic attack, 2, not to start bawling in the store. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to go. My pharmacist is like, okay, let us talk to your doctor, see what we can do. Maybe she can give you some more samples until we figure this out. So let's do that. So I'm like, okay, let's do that. So I get in my car. I'm really upset. I'm bawling in my car, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And I'm thinking, okay, I do have insurance through my work. So I have 2 insurances. I have one that is through my status because I have status through my reserve, and so I have some medications and some services that are covered. Not known to most people, all services and all medications are not covered. They do have a list. That's why they told me when I tried to fill this prescription that it wasn't on that list. So, Indigenous Affairs or non-insured health benefits will not cover this because it's not on their list. And there's no alternative, and there's no, like, you can't submit anything that says, no, she needs to take this or whatever. Like, they're just, no, they won't cover it. So I call my other insurance, which is through my work, and the work one makes me go through non-insured health benefits first, get rejected, and then they'll cover it. So I'm like, okay, again, I'm like, what am I going to do? I literally have 2 pills left. So I called my my insurance company, and I'm like, what can I do? Do I have to get another letter? Can I just get the rejection letter from the pharmacist? Like, what do I do? Like, I only have 2 left, and I can't not take it. I need something, like, even if I did switch, I would need something to carry me over. So they informed me that I have a health spending account through work, so apparently that will cover it because non-insured health benefits doesn't, and I don't have a medication plan. Like, I opted out of it because most of the things that I do take are already covered through non-insured health benefits. So I've never come to the situation where anything that I was taking couldn't be taken by something similar because of my mental health and because I'm already really, struggling with this. It's such a hassle to me right now that it's something I wasn't prepared for. So I wanted to know, so the end of the story is non-insured health benefits will not cover it. The rejection they got at the pharmacy is good enough for me to take to my other insurance company that I can then use my health spending account, which is quite a lot, so it'll cover it. So I basically got to pay it up front, submit it for reimbursement, and then they'll reimburse me for the payment. Because I'm off work, I'm only getting 70% of my wages right now, and so majority of my money is going towards the mortgage on my house and paying bills at my house. So I don't have a lot of money. Anything that I've gone and spent money on already has actually been my mother paying for it. And so I had to call my mother. I was quite upset still, and was, again, she's a really close person in my life and my biggest supporter and one of my biggest advocates. And so she has, so I told her about it. She's not happy that I'm on medication. She's not very supportive about taking medication. So even though she's an advocate for me, she's not quite agreeing with the medication part. She thinks I can, she doesn't support it, but she does. Like, she voices that she doesn't support it, but she still does. So my mother's going to pay for it for me, and then I'm going to submit it and get reimbursed. But again, these are the barriers I'm having, and I have advocates in my life. I have my mother, my pharmacist, my family doctor, and my psychologist. I want to know, how do people who don't have advocates in their life get through these things? Because I was already crying in my car today. But it was so overwhelming today. I was like, really, wondering, why is it so hard? Is it like lack of training? Is it, or lack of understanding of mental health? Is it like, why why is it that it feels like there's so many barriers in place when you have mental health? I want to know. And I want to know how people with mental health issues navigate the system if they don't have advocates in their life. Because I'm struggling and I have strong advocates in my life. I guess that's my rant. I want to know, Canada, what are you going to do to improve the mental health system here? Because it's hard. I have like all these forms I have to fill out. My work, because I'm off work right now and it's part of the thing, like even HR like contacting me all the time wanting notes for all these things, and my doctor is like, you know what, focus on you right now. I don't want you to worry about returning back to work right now. You need to be focusing on yourself and getting better. And my daily goal, and this is hard to admit, my daily goal most days is getting up and taking a shower. And I laugh, but it's only because I'm so nervous to even admit that. Yeah. Unless I've committed to someone that I'm going to go and do something, like attend something, or go to a movie, or go working out, or have made plans with someone else other than myself, I have a hard time getting up out of bed and doing those things. And I have to be self-compassionate with myself right now and realizing that I'm only doing my best. And on top of that, having to deal with filling out paperwork, contacting HR. Sometimes my work still contacts me, asking me for stuff. And, it's hard because I want to be helpful. But at the same time, it's hard to admit that I'm having little mini panic attacks every single time I see an email from work. It's just a lot. So, yeah. I don't know if that was really ranty enough or just whining. But I think the way we deal with mental health needs improvement. Because like I said, I'm struggling. I'm still having miniature panic attacks and having a hard time admitting that I'm on medication right now, and that I'm struggling and being compassionate with myself, because I just feel like I've worked so hard to get to a good mental health place, and because my whole world just kind of started crashing professionally and personally and everything around me that I haven't actually dealt with, that I didn't realize that I was slipping so much. And so for me, that's a big thing to admit, that I'm falling back into depression and that my anxiety is really bad and now I'm on medication. But it's even worse when I'm already having a hard time admitting that and being compassionate with myself and allowing myself the time I need to heal. But now I have to deal with navigating the mental health system and medical system and all the notes and medications and, while trying to get better. And I'm doing this with support. So I'm so sorry to those of you who don't have advocates in your life, because I'm struggling and I couldn't even imagine what it's like to not have those supports. Okay, this is the first time I actually recorded this without crying, so I'm going to leave it there, and I hope we do better. I think as a society we need to do better, and we need to fix yeah, I just feel like we need to start treating people like people and take stigma away from mental health, and let's stop putting barriers in people's ways, because it's hard. It's hard enough as it is, and I really don't need this extra hassle, and I need to focus on myself, and I need to not worry about navigating this damn system. So we need to fix it. So thank you for listening.